Right, so here we asked to find this integral. So we've got, first of all, change this to x to the power third. That's what the cube root is, x power third. And then if we think about taking that up, so it becomes minus 3/4. Okay, much easier to integrate if you take it up. And then when we integrate, we get x, then add 1 to a third, so that becomes 4/3, divide them by that new power of 4/3. Take away then 2x, then if we add 1 to minus 3/4, you get 1/4, divide them by 1/4, plus then a c, and then just to finish off, fraction on the bottom, so flip it up, so you get 3x power 4/3 over 4, and then take away, same here, flip that up, so you get the 4 times the 2 is 8x power 1/4 over 1 plus the c, and I've got my answer. Part B then, it says find the shaded region. Okay, I think that's what we've got to do, but obviously part 1 before, it says find the coordinates of A and B. And remember, A and B is where the curve and the line intersect, so at A and B the y values will be the same, so we can put our y values equal. So if we take our curve, which is y equals y equals x squared minus 4x plus 6, and then our line y equals minus x plus 10. Okay, so essentially where at A and B, okay, solve simultaneously, we put them equal to each other. Okay, so we get that, get everything onto one side, so you get x squared minus 4x, and then take that over, it becomes plus x, that'll be minus 3x. Take the 10 over, so you get minus 4 in total, and you've got that as a quadratic. We're going to solve it. So 4 there, 1 here, this becomes minus, that becomes plus, and that will enable us to work out the x values. So we say either x plus 1 is 0 or x minus 4 is 0. So that means x is equal to minus 1 or x is equal to 4. Now of course to get, remember now we need our coordinates, okay, for A and B. So then to get our coordinates, we complete by getting the y value. So you use this here, I would, it's much easier, minus x plus 10, so you go minus x, now x happens to be minus 1 here. Okay, so you minus the x value, which is minus 1, plus 10. Two minuses make a plus, so that'll be 1 plus 10 is 11. And then when x is 4, you have minus 4 plus 10, so y will equal 6. So you've got minus 1, 11, which would be a, of course, negative value for a, and then b would be 4, 6. Okay, so go back to my diagram, this is minus 1 here, and then you've got your 4 here. Right, the x values are so important when it comes to the area. So then we want the shaded area. So remember now, if we work out the area under the line in this case, because the line is actually above the curve, so if we work out the area under the line and then the area under the curve, and look at the difference between the two, we actually get then this shaded area. Let's do the area under the line first, because that's going to give us the biggest value if you think about it, because there's the line, that's going to have the most area. Let's do area under the line. That will be the integral from minus 1 to 4, okay, of minus x plus 10, that's the line with respect to x. So when I integrate that, I get minus x squared upon 2 plus 10x between 4 and minus 1. So if I chuck that in, I get minus 4 squared upon 2 plus 10 times 4. Take away then, in bracket, let's chuck minus 1 in, so that minus, let's be careful because it's minus 1, put the minus 1 in the bracket, plus 10 times minus 1. Okay, so I'll get my calculator now to work that out. So I've got minus 4 squared over 2 plus 10 times 4, which is 40. Take away that in bracket, and you've got minus. And remember now to put that minus 1 in the bracket before you square it, because otherwise you're going to have an error with your work when your working's out. Plus then 10 times minus 1, so that'll just be minus 10, won't it? Okay, so close bracket, and I get my answer then, 85 over 2. Okay, which is the area under the line. So if I do the same now, but this time for the area under the curve, and then I can see what the shaded area is then. So area curve or under the curve will be the integral between minus 1 and 4 for x squared minus 4x plus 6. So I need to now integrate that. So I get x cubed over 3 minus 4x squared upon 2, which will actually simplify to be 2x squared. Okay, that's what it'll be when you simplify it, plus then 6x. Okay, that'll be between 4 and minus 1. So chuck 4 in, so you get 4 cubed upon 3, take away 2 times 4 squared plus 6 times 4. Take away then, let's put minus 1 in, so you get minus 1, again put it in the bracket, cubed all over 3, take away 2 times minus 1 squared plus 6 times minus 1, close bracket, so I'll get my calculator. Right, 4 cubed, so that's 64, 4 cubed is divided by 3, take away 2 times 4 squared plus 6 times 4, which is 24, take away then, open bracket, so then remember now, use another bracket for the minus 1, cubed, and after the 1 there, let's put the 1 in, and then that's all over 3, take away 2 bracket minus 1 all squared, plus then 6 times minus 1, so that's minus 6, and then you get your answer out to be 65 over 3. Okay, so then you get the shaded area, shaded region. Okay, that would of course be the area under the line, take away the area under the curve, okay, because the curve is beneath the line, so you've got 85 over 2, take away 65 over 3, so I get my calculator, 85 over 2, take away 65 over 3, and I get my answer out to be 125 over 6, and there's the answer.